There are stories that linger in the darkness, tales of figures that watch from the shadows, waiting for the right moment to reveal themselves. Whether myth or reality, these urban legends have haunted people for generations. Sit back, turn off the lights, and let's dive into the unknown. Chantillon, the Hat Man. Imagine waking up in the middle of the night, unable to move. A shadowy figure stands at the corner of your room, wearing a wide-brimmed hat and a long trench coat. He doesn't speak, he doesn't move. He only watches. This is the Hat Man, a mysterious entity seen during sleep paralysis. Some believe he's a demon. Others say he's an interdimensional being. One thing is certain. Once you see him, you never forget. One woman in 1999 reported waking up in terror as the Hat Man loomed over her bed. She could feel an intense pressure on her chest, unable to scream, unable to move. He simply stared at her before fading into the shadows. To this day, she refuses to sleep without a nightlight. A man from Chicago once encountered him as a child. The Hat Man stood at the foot of his bed for what felt like hours. The next morning, his grandmother told him she had seen the same figure when she was young, a generational curse, or just a bad dream. Legend 2. The Rake. A creature with hollow eyes, pale skin, and razor-sharp claws lurks in the night. The Rake has been reported crawling into people's rooms as they sleep, whispering horrifying messages. He doesn't attack, he only watches. But those who encounter him are never the same again. Some believe he is an urban myth, but others swear he is real. A series of reports from upstate New York describe a terrifying encounter in 2003. A family woke to find a hairless, humanoid creature crouched at the foot of their bed. It let out an unearthly screech before vanishing into the night. The family moved away shortly after, never speaking of it again. Another account comes from a hiker deep in the Appalachian Mountains. He felt something watching him, an unnatural presence. When he turned around, he saw a tall, emaciated figure, its sunken eyes locked onto his. He ran, but he could still hear it whispering his name in the wind. Legend. 3. The Smiling Man. You're walking alone at night when you see him. A tall, thin man, dressed in old-fashioned clothes. He doesn't speak. He only smiles. A wide, unsettling grin stretches across his face as he begins to move, almost like he's dancing. He follows you, step for step, never speaking, never breaking eye contact. Some believe he is human. Others believe he is something else. But one thing is for sure. You should never smile back. A Reddit user once recounted his run-in with the Smiling Man. At 2 a.m., he noticed a man in a suit slowly dancing down the sidewalk. As he got closer, the man's movements became jerky, unnatural. Then he stopped. His smile widened. He sprinted toward the witness, who barely managed to escape. Another tale from Los Angeles describes a late-night driver stopping at a red light. A man stood on the street corner, grinning. As the driver turned away for a moment, the man was suddenly right next to the car window. No one knows how he moved so fast. Legend 4. The Black-Eyed Children. A knock at your door in the middle of the night. You look through the peephole. 2 children stand outside, heads lowered. When they look up, you freeze, because their eyes are pure black. They ask to come inside, their voices emotionless. People who let them in are never seen again. No one knows what they are. Vampires, demons, or something even worse. But if you ever hear a knock late at night, think twice before opening the door. A journalist in Texas claimed to have encountered them in 1996. 2 children knocked on his car window asking for a ride. A sudden feeling of dread washed over him, and he refused. The children grew angry, demanding entry. When he drove away, they vanished. He later learned of other sightings in the area. Another case in Vermont tells of an elderly couple who let 2 children inside their home one snowy night. The power went out immediately, and the couple became violently ill over the next few days. The children disappeared, leaving no footprints in the snow. Legend 5. The Midnight Game. There is a game you should never play, a ritual that invites something dark into your home. The midnight game requires lighting a candle and wandering your house until 3:33 a.m. without letting it go out. But you are not alone. The Midnight Man is there, watching, waiting for your candle to flicker. If it goes out, you must relight it immediately or face your worst nightmares. Many say it's just a legend, but some have played and never spoken of it again.
One player documented their experience online. They followed the ritual, pricking their finger and writing their name on paper. The candle flickered constantly, and strange whispers filled the air. They never saw the Midnight Man, but they felt something breathing on the back of their neck the entire night. Another story tells of a teenager who played the game alone. Halfway through, they heard knocking on their bedroom door, despite being the only one home. The knocking grew louder and more frantic. When they finally opened the door, there was nothing there. But their candle had gone out. Legend 6. The Slender Man. Tall, faceless, dressed in a black suit, the Slender Man is said to lurk in the woods, preying on children. He appears in photographs as a blurry figure, his long arms reaching unnaturally toward his victims. Those who see him often experience paranoia, nightmares, and sometimes they disappear. Legend 7. The Mothman. A winged humanoid with glowing red eyes, the Mothman is an omen of disaster. Sightings of this creature have been linked to real-life tragedies, such as the collapse of the Silver Bridge in 1967. Those who encounter him report feelings of dread, as if they were being warned of something terrible yet to come. Legend 8. The Wendigo. A spirit of hunger and cannibalism, the Wendigo originates from Native American folklore. Said to be a once human being transformed by starvation, it roams the cold forests, hunting the weak. Its elongated limbs and sunken face make it a terrifying sight, and its eerie whispers call victims into the darkness. Legend 9. La Llorona. The Weeping Woman. La Llorona is a ghostly figure seen near rivers and lakes, crying for her lost children. According to legend, she drowned them in a fit of rage and now wanders the earth searching for replacements. Those who hear her cries are said to be cursed, doomed to misfortune or worse. Legend 10. The Dogman. A creature half man, half dog, the Dogman has been sighted in rural areas across the U.S., particularly in Michigan. Witnesses describe a terrifying beast with piercing yellow eyes, howling like a wolf yet standing upright like a human. Whether it's a cryptid, a shapeshifter, or something else entirely remains unknown. Legends, myths, nightmares, or something more. Some of these stories may just be figments of our imagination. Or maybe, just maybe, there's truth hidden within them. Sleep well, and don't look too closely at the shadows tonight.